Hi everyone. Today, we'll compare the video quality of the iPhone 14 Pro Max and my Fujifilm X-T4 camera. The Fujifilm camera is known for providing high-quality cinematic images. Previously, we tested the ability of these devices to shoot in slow motion, but we didn't determine a clear winner. For this test, we will shoot in 4K at a frame rate of 25 frames per second. The iPhone will automatically adjust its settings, while with the Fujifilm camera, I'll do it manually. For our first test, I deliberately placed objects of different colors in the frame and created different lighting conditions to see how the cameras would handle these situations. This was a challenging test, since in the frame we had a bright object, the kettle, and also some dark objects. No camera can perfectly handle such a scene. I selected the flat F-log profile on the Fujifilm camera. You can see the images after color correction. The Fuji camera is set to a slightly darker mode than the iPhone, which means that in the video shot on Fuji, the darker parts have fewer details compared to the video shot on the iPhone. Look at the clock, for example. However, the light areas in Fuji's video are defined better. The kettle is an example of that. It's very bright, but you can see a part of the wart on it. On the iPhone, the kettle appears as a solid white spot. I also tried the Eterna profile on the Fuji camera with the same settings. The image became lighter, and this time the dark parts were defined better than in the iPhone video, for example the clock. Although the iPhone's clock appears sharper, and we're going to talk about it a bit later, Fuji has more gradual transitions from light to dark. However, the quality of the light part of the footage has become much worse. That means that switching from one profile to another has resulted in the video being brighter and more detailed when it comes to the dark parts of it, but the light part of the footage has gotten worse. Overall, the dynamic range of the iPhone is about the same as the one of the Fuji camera. I prefer the way the iPhone captured the umbrella. Just like on the slow-mo test, in this test we can see good contrast between the metal supports and the fabric. In comparison, the video shot on Fuji appears to have less contrast, and the umbrella looks more like a dark mess. Let's take a look at the videos shot on the street. The sequence shot on the iPhone may appear bad. I look like a dark spot. But you can adjust the brightness of the shadows during editing, and the result will look even better than the one we get on the Fuji camera. While raising the brightness of the shadows increases image noise, the iPhone is able to shoot with little noise, making it not critical at all. As you can see, editing and color grading skills are necessary with any camera, including iPhone cameras. This sequence is a good example of how picture quality can be improved during editing. The street test also shows that the dynamic range of both the Fuji and iPhone cameras are similar. Let's go back to the test that we did indoors. The iPhone shows the colors more accurately, while the Fuji camera makes the red colors appear orange. For instance, the statuette is red. The color is rich, and the iPhone video shows that to us. That being said, color preferences are subjective, and many color grading experts praise Fuji's colors. If you're seeking a more artistic image and prefer Fuji's colors, then it may be the camera for you. On the other hand, if you require accurate color reproduction, then the iPhone would be a better choice. The iPhone also has higher color saturation. It is possible that the iPhone camera slightly embellishes reality. In this particular shot, we see that light caused a sort of haze on the right side of the frame. While this is not unique to the iPhone and could happen with any camera, the Fuji camera did not produce a similar effect in this instance. Maybe the iPhone is prone to such a defect, or maybe this is a coincidence. The iPhone also produced a cleaner image with less noise. We can see that by looking at the green fabric here and the navy blue part here. The aperture on the Fuji camera was open, which resulted in a more blurry background. The iPhone camera gives us a larger depth of field. Objects are clear both in the foreground and in the background. Now, let's analyze how people look in the frame. I consistently come out overexposed on my Fuji camera. It has become an issue in my latest studio videos. Here too, my face is overexposed. Sorry for the low-quality image, but it serves as a good indicator. For me, as an experienced and one could say professional videographer, it turned out to be challenging to set the light and camera settings to avoid overexposure. On the other hand, with the iPhone, you don't need any special settings. You just set it up and shoot. The iPhone image is technically more correct, with no overexposure and in-focus shots. But it does have some issues with color coding. For example, the edge of the statuette has a characteristic pixel ladder with clear pixels, which is not present in the Fuji image. When we look at a close-up of the face, we can see that the transition from dark to light parts is a bit abrupt on the iPhone, creating a pixelated effect. In contrast, the Fuji transition is smooth, making the image look more vibrant and alive. We can see the same effect on the lips, where the iPhone has a clearly defined dark part and a pink part, with no halftones. In comparison, the Fuji has smooth color transitions, making the image look more appealing. I guess this is because the Fuji camera captures more detailed color coding, storing more information for each pixel. However, this comes at a price, as the video takes up 10 times more disk space. The iPhone is not mine, but the Fuji camera is, and though I'd really like to praise my camera, I admit that the iPhone looks better in a home test, especially considering that I just pressed the record button and didn't correct anything during editing. Let's look at the videos shot on the street. What I like about the iPhone image is that the person is more clear. I like the fact that local contrast is higher. Look at the trees. On the iPhone, the branches are clearly distinguishable, while on the Fuji camera, a more homogeneous mass is obtained. This is due to local contrast. The same goes for my jeans. The iPhone gives us more contrast in them, while the Fuji camera does not. But at the same time, the entire image on the iPhone is more grainy and digital looking. To my mind, this part of the background, I mean the path, trees, buildings, look more natural and pleasant in the video shot on the Fuji camera. The iPhone continues to have color coding issues. For example, the woman's clothes. They seem to consist of only 3 colors. In the Fuji video, on the other hand, there are more halftones. In this test, there is no clear winner, as it appears to be a matter of personal preference. Some people prefer sharper digital images, while others prefer softer analog ones. It is more difficult to achieve artistic photography with an iPhone, due to its limitations such as the inability to capture images with a narrow depth of field. Apple engineers solved this problem by adding different modes. For instance, to achieve a blurry background, there is a cinematic mode. Here is an example of an image without this effect. Here is a video recorded in cinematic mode. The primary effect of this mode is a blurred background. While filming, you can also choose which object needs to be in focus, and the iPhone automatically blurs the objects in front of and behind that object. It is done while processing the video, after actually shooting it. So the result that we get this way is of lower quality in comparison to shooting with a camera and lens specifically designed for the task. This is how the Fuji camera with the lens aperture open to 2.0 records videos. In the video shot on the iPhone, the borders of the objects are blurry. Look at the edge of the cap. At first it is clear, then I move my head and the edge of the cap becomes blurry. Of course this is a defect. In the video shot on the Fuji camera, the border of the object being shot is clear regardless of its movement. In summary, shooting on an iPhone is easier, and the automatic settings produce good results. All objects are in focus, colors are saturated, image noise is low, and local contrast is higher than that of the Fuji camera. Video editing may require minor refinements, but the overall process is simple. The iPhone is ideal for vlogs, family videos, social media videos, documentaries, or video reports. However, for artistic purposes, a camera is a better option. Although it is more challenging to set it up, you have more control over the image. That's all for today. I hope you find this video helpful. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below. Thank you for watching and see you in the next videos. Bye!